Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello again, grade 9 students. Hope you are all okay. Our lesson today is 9C listen and 9D listen. Students book page 101 and 102. Here we go. Let's start our lesson by having a look at our learning objectives for today. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to complete 4 sentences with the correct missing information through listening to a part of a radio program. 2. Fill in the poster with the correct missing information while listening to a radio announcement. And respond to 3 multiple choice questions after listening to a radio announcement. Now could you please open your student's book, page 101, and let's do this pre-listening. Now let's start with this task, pre-listen. Imagine you had to remember the telephone number below and the item on the shopping list. This is the telephone number and this is the shopping list. If you couldn't write them down, what would you do to remember them? Yes, try to answer this question. What would you do in order to remember the telephone number or the items in the shopping list? Excellent. I would relate the number to real dates or divide the number into threes. As for the shopping list, I would memorize the initials or the first letter of each item. Well done, students. Again, students book page 101, and let's now go to the while listening. Listen to a part of a radio show with an expert giving tips about memory and compare them with your answers. Now, let's listen.
9C. Listen. B. Listen to a part of a radio show with an expert giving tips about memory and compare your answers.
Good afternoon. With me today is memory expert, I'm sorry, I've completely forgotten your name. Only joking. It's Dr. Eric Dawkins. Welcome, Eric.
Hello.
So, you've come in today to give us some tips on how to remember informational facts. I know lots of people, including myself, who have trouble memorizing numbers, like phone numbers or PIN numbers.
That is a common problem. There are many different methods and techniques that can help, but the best and easiest thing to do is to make associations. That means to connect the new information to already existing information or experiences in your mind, to connect the new information to something real and meaningful. That's what will help you remember it.
Can you explain what you mean?
Certainly. Let's take this phone number, for example, 247-365-1879. It's just random numbers in a row and difficult to remember. Let's look at it differently. Let's say the first 3 numbers are 24 hours in a day and 7 days in a week. The second 3 numbers are 365 days in a year, and the last 4 numbers are the year Albert Einstein was born. Then it becomes easier to remember.
What if I don't know Einstein's date of birth?
It's better to connect it to something personal to you.
I see, like 18 is my son's age and 79 is my mother's age.
Perfect. Another way to remember things is by chunking. Say you have got a shopping list to remember. A long list of different items isn't easy to remember, but if you chunk them and put them into groups, for example fruit and dairy products, then the whole list seems simpler.
That's very interesting. What about people? I meet a lot of people and I find it hard to remember their names.
Here's a trick for that. Look at the person when you say their name, like, "Nice to meet you, Tony." Another good trick is to imagine the person holding hands with someone else you know with the same name. Sounds a little stupid and childish, but it works.
Okay, now what has the expert said? And let's compare it to what you have said before. Excellent. The expert associated the numbers with real and meaningful facts. Information while he suggested putting the items in the shopping list into groups. Now, let's go to exercise C. Listen again and complete the following sentences. Here we have 4 sentences. What are you going to do now? Is to pause the video, go back to the previous slide, listen again to the audio, and try to complete these sentences. Go ahead. Okay, now let's do the first one. The host isn't good at remembering what and what. What do you think? Excellent. He is not good at remembering phone numbers and pen numbers. Now, how do you know that? Which sentence refers to this? Excellent. This is the sentence that refers to these answers. Now let's go to number 2. Making associations means connecting what to information you already know. What do you think? Absolutely correct. New information. Connecting new information. Now could you please tell me the sentence which tells us that? Wonderful. This is the sentence which proves this answer. Now let's go to number 3. Chunking means putting items into what? Excellent. Into groups. Now could you please tell me how you know that? Very good. This is the sentence which tells us that. Now, sentence number 4. To remember the name of a person you meet, you should what? The person when you say their name. Very good. You should look at the person when you say their name. And this is the sentence which refers to this. Excellent, students. Now let's go to the post-listening task. Students book, page 110. Now could you please write some pieces of advice to your friend who can't memorize the English words easily? So imagine that one of your friends can't memorize English words easily. How can you help him? Could you please answer this question? Go ahead. Okay, now let's have a look at this suggested answer. I would tell him to relate the words to their meanings or real objects. Also, he could write the words in a notebook and use them in sentences. Good job, students. Now let's go to Students' Book, page 102, and let's have this pre-listening task. 1. Listen. A. Discuss. Do you know of any charity events that take place in your city? Yes, what do you think? Do you know any of the charity events that take place here in Doha? What do you think? Excellent. We have some charity events for the homeless, the victims of natural disasters or wars, and for people and children in need. Now let's go to question number 2. What happens at these events? Yes, what happens at these events? What do you think? Very good. People give money, food, or clothes. They also donate money. Now let's go to the third question. Where does the money they raise go? Yes, what do you think? Where does the money go? Wonderful. It goes to the people in need. Well done, students. Now let's have some questions about this text. Question number 1. What is the layout of the text? Is it a letter? Is it a poster? Or is it an email? What do you think? Very good. It is a poster. This is a poster. Now let's go to question 2. What is its title? What is the title of this poster? What do you think? Wonderful. International Food Festival. Good job, students. Now let's go to the while listening task. Students Book, page 102. Now let's go to task B. Listen to a radio announcement and complete the poster. This is the poster. Here we have 7 spaces. What you are going to do now is to listen to the audio and try to complete the spaces using the correct pieces of information. Listen.
9D. Listen. B. Listen to a radio announcement and complete the poster.
And we're back. Well, here's your chance to help raise some money for the local children's hospital and taste food from around the world too. Lincoln University is hosting a weekend international outdoor food festival. It's a chance to spend time outdoors and sample some delicious food that you probably have never tasted before. There will also be a surprise guest chef towards the end of each day who will be cooking some tasty dishes. This will all take place at Lincoln University, so I guess there will be parking available in the university car park. The dates for this festival are the 26th of July and the 27th of July. Let's hope that the weather will be nice. The festival will begin at 10 o'clock in the morning and end at 9 o'clock in the evening. So you can spend all day there or just go for a few hours, whatever you like. For families, there is a special children's area where children can bake their own cookies. There is a £5 entrance fee, but larger donations are welcome. Just don't forget, all the money raised will go to the Children's Hospital, so it's definitely for a good cause. See you down there.
Okay, now let's complete the spaces. Number 1. Where will the food festival take place? Excellent, at Lincoln University. And this is the sentence which tells us that. Now what about the surprise? What is the surprise? Great, guest chefs. And again, this is the sentence which refers to this. Now let's go to the dates. What are the dates of the food festival? Very good. On 26th and the 27th of July. And this is the sentence which refers to the dates. Now, at what time does the food festival start? Very good. It starts at 10 a.m. Do you still remember the sentence which tells us that? Excellent. This is the one which tells us the time of the start. Now, what about the entrance fee? How much does it cost to enter the food festival? Very good. It costs about £5. And this is the sentence which tells us that. Now, where will the money raised go to? Very good. The money raised will go to the Children's Hospital. And this is the sentence which refers to this piece of information. Very good, students. Let's go to task C now. Now listen to 2 people talking about the event and answer the questions. Choose A, B, or C. So here we have 3 questions. What you are going to do now is to listen to people talking about the event and try to choose the correct answer. Listen, please.
C. Now listen to 2 people talking about the event and answer the questions. Choose A, B, or C.
So, did you go to the food festival yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Was it any good? I'm thinking about going today.
Yeah, I had a great time.
Was it free?
No, there is an entrance fee of £5, but you can donate more if you want, so I gave £15.
That's generous of you. So were you there all day then?
No, I wasn't. The festival started at 10, but I went there after doing my shopping, so it was about 3 in the afternoon.
And did you stay long?
Yeah, I was there until 7 o'clock. By then, there were lots of people there.
So you were there for a few hours. I guess it was worth it.
That's right. I waited until 7 o'clock to taste the surprise guest chef's pies. They were absolutely amazing. I won't tell you anything more because you're planning on going, but you will love it.
So you think I should go?
Definitely, but make sure that you are hungry. Oh, and it's a good idea to take the bus. The car park was full and I had a really hard time finding an empty spot. That really upset me.
I'll keep that in mind.
Now question number 1. How much money did the man spend at the food festival? £5, £10, £15. What do you think? Excellent. He spent about £15. And this is the sentence which tells us that. Question number 2 now. How long did he stay at the festival? About 3 hours, 4 hours, 7 hours. What do you think? Wonderful. He stayed about 4 hours. And these are the sentences which tell us that. And now the last question. What can we conclude after listening to the audio? A. The festival is mainly for children. B. Driving to the festival is not a good idea. And C. It's better to go to the festival in the afternoon. What do you think the correct answer is? Wonderful. It's B. Driving to the festival is not a good idea, and this is the sentence which refers to this. Now let's go to the post-listening stage. Now what about you? Do you usually take part in events to help people in need? Why? Yes? Now could you please pause the video and try to answer this question? And here we come to the end of our lesson for today. Thank you for watching. See you later.